I just want to jump in and say one thing that's important here is that events like Pulse are so important to have teams like this together, high tier teams like this, but really just to be able to have stuff that is not necessarily attached to the Ignition series. We need more of this in Valorant, and I'm glad to see some serious cash being put up here.
Well, Together We Are Terrific on your screen, and I got to say, they look solid. And, of course, they'll be playing against the boys of C9, and I can't wait to see what TEN's going to bring to the table. I think he broke open the meta, especially on Haven, which will be map 3, by the way. I can't wait to see if a judge re-enters the fights, but I know the game is about to get started very shortly, and Together We Are Terrific will be battling tooth and nail against Cloud9. I can't wait to get it started. Bala, Golden Boy, take it over.
Thank you so much, Reflections. Here we go, folks. It is now time to jump into our first semifinal of the day. Together We Are Terrific, or TWAT, or for the sake of conversation, we'll just say Terrific. They're going to be going up against C9 and friends, by the way, because I don't know if you've looked at the Cloud9 Twitter, but they don't reference the team as Cloud9. They reference them as C9 and friends. So, you know, because in case you don't know, this is not a complete roster. The only 2 officially signed members of Cloud9 are going to be Relics and TENS.
Yeah.
That's it. And they've been circulating players left and right. I think they may have settled on Vice. He clearly has been a great cipher for this team. And we're actually going to start things off with him.
Yeah, that we will. I like to call him TENS and friends because that's what it feels like in some cases. With the way that he plays. But on the other side, Together We're Terrific. So many good players. Caboose showed off yesterday. It's going to be an approach over towards A main. For C9, Caboose has already worked his way into wine. This is a nice crossfire, but with 4 players pushing into it, who knows how this will play out. Shinobi's going to owl drone. He's going to be disabled for this fight.
Look at Caboose. He's on the flank. He's going to wait for a few of them to go in. He's got to get these kills, though. Gets the spike as well. So now he's going to be able to delay this out. And Vice, he does manage to get the headshot. Maybe that's going to buy them enough time. They have to regain the spike, get back onto site, which they are going to be there. But, man, that actually could have been a lot worse. So they're lucky to only lost 1 player out of that transaction.
A pistol round setup, interesting for sure. Mitch has gotten all the way up towards Catwalk as well, which is going to be a really nice position for him to flank as they make this approach through the door. Finesse is there on the other side, and they get knocked out. Dark cover going out. TENS is just going to push him right through the door and maybe get a third. No, Mame finally takes him out, but not before Vice is peeking out from Dark. And we'll finish off the round for C9 to take the first pistol round of this series.
Caboose could have played spoiler there. Didn't happen, but that was a heads-up play by him. And really just of Cloud9 to get their bearings together. Of course, TENS. We're going to say his name a million times because he is that guy that is just a clutch master for this team. Already sitting at 3 kills right out of the gate here. Anti-eco. Don't expect too much now for round 2 out of Terrific, but you never know. Stranger things have certainly happened here. We're going to get a little bit more of a spread for the attack. Mid-control, Relics, though, right before the dark cover settles. And then TENS got the call that he believed one was there, and he went for the shot and nailed it.
And he's still looking for more. FNS was by himself in Tree. 5 versus 2 on the anti-eco. This should be pretty easy. They had the information that B-Main was clear, but that's where Akis and Mame are. Vice is still looking at it, though, and 1 more player down. Going to be very difficult. They might even make it a flawless. Yes! TENS with another 3K around the corner to take out Akis. And a flawless anti-eco. You know? It is.
This is just another day for... He's so good. It's ridiculous. And I know that... I mean, I've certainly given Cloud9 a fair amount of flack. And I think some of it has been deserved because sometimes you're kind of just like scratching your head on some of the decisions that they're making as far as like players that they're bringing in or just lack of consistency in the roster. But the one thing I will always credit them on in the organization was locking down TENS early on. This guy he's a prodigy. He's legit a prodigy.
So good since the beginning of this game. Back in the beta, the first Valorant / Radiant player, exactly. And then now He seems to be on another level, even as we move into this organized play for him. At first, it was like, this is a puggy team, but now they're really taking down these teams that have prepared as well. And by surprise, tries even to get some information on site. I think there we go. Cloudburst in the dash through. He's going to put him out of position. Calypso, though, is there in tree, and he's right after the door. It will take out both the players, but it was actually another play up towards mid. They're going through the door. Akis is here, though. Misses the first shot. Relics will also take him out. So they've locked this site wide open. B is going to be the spike plants, and we have 4 players have to break their way in.
And a credit to Calypso for keeping that angle and holding it, because I think that it could have easily have fallen apart quickly there, given how TENZ was playing behind the generator like that. Now, the approach to the retake is going to happen. You have 3 members of Cloud9 stacked in the back of the base here. Big round here for C9 if they win this. Going to continue to put the economy in a tattered state, but Finesse going to look to try and even the odds here. There goes Calypso. Relic's looking for another, but it's Calypso who manages to get 4 kills for that round. And they will be able to defuse, and they will get the win. That was big, and that is also going to hurt the economy there for Cloud9.
That it will. They got the spike down. They're looking good for the next round. Calypso coming up huge
to win this round.
I was just gonna start taking a look. Basically, we've got a double smoke setup with no Sage on Together We're Terrific, which has been the kind of meta on this map for a lot of different teams. I'm surprised not to see Cloud9 running it regardless. And their duelist of choice is actually Reyna on Caboose, who so far hasn't really worked out, but it's only 3 rounds in. 4th round is about to be underway. He can start fragging, and we saw it yesterday that he was doing every single time.
Every kill that comes through for Cloud9 is really going to ache. Or I should say, every kill that comes through for Together We're Terrific against Cloud9. Mame's been playing this hard angle over here on B consistently. TENZ now just going to use the Blade Storm. He knows someone's going to be there. That's why he's shooting over at that Radianite box.
It's actually
so with the hold. I like that play. I like the way that they're just stalling them here, and you know they can't freely go into the site, especially with the way things went last round.
That updraft is the second time he's tried to do that. You can probably peek somebody who has standing height, but Terrific is knowing that he's crouching down in sight, so that TENZ is not going to peek his head off. Another push for those 2 into the A site. Spike is coming this time. We also have a lurk up on the catwalk, so an A split is possible. Shinobi's going to back off. Relics with the entry on the tree. Calypso now has to win this so that he can help the Cypher. Jets inside. Yes, Finesse is going to get the first one. Can Calypso find anything else? He has the orbital strike. No, he falls. And now a 2 versus 3, unfortunately, for Terrific.
As that door was closing down, he just needed to see what his angle was going to be. Akis is going to be on top. Does get called out, though. Ooh. Oh, nice shot from Akis there. Mitch thought he can get a little cheeky with the wall. Didn't really play out the way he wanted to. And the last player, Vice, or excuse me, actually one more, Shinobi. I apologize. He's coming around the flank here. It's all up to Shinobi, but Mame will end him with an op. That was a very important round there that Cloud9 needed. They were spending a lot of cash, but they did not get it.
That was wonderful stuff. A kiss on the forehead of the player up on the wall. That was wonderful.
The ponytail, man. I'm telling you, I was talking about it yesterday. That ponytail, dude. Sage needs a haircut. Buzz cut. Buzz cut Sage. Solve a lot of problems.
Bald Sage in one of the next updates. Regardless, Terrific starting to turn things around, and here's the first round of TENZ and the judge. He's been favoring this A side, and they are playing close angles this time. Caboose, they might look to do the same setup they did on pistol round, but no, they won't lurk out this time, as there's people there. Gotta be careful, though. TENZ can be so dangerous with that, even though the rest of his team doesn't have much, but it's a Reyna Lear through. Whoa. And the dash forward will not combine. TENZ is a little bit too late for his teammates.
That is the limitation of the judge. It was an eco round. Oh, that was a fat paranoia there. I love that. But that is the limitation of the judge, right? Without a doubt, like it's a good idea, but when you also don't have the guns to be able to support, makes life really challenging. And Finesse is going to get shot from behind there. Relics TP'd right behind him. It's going to bring this one to a 2-2, and they know that the site is going to be open on the opposite end. It's B. Relics does get this one down. Can he clutch it up? The only other member of C9 on this team to be signed.
He has been opening it up for them time after time. That's one of the reasons why they have the first 2 rounds. Now on basically an eco round, they did buy a little bit of shield, the judge, and whatnot. But that trade is so good. He gets the weapon and then teleports all the way to B. Now backs up all the way into the dark corner. Akis in a 1 versus 1 dark cover also coming down. This is going to be difficult. Omen versus Omen.
Doesn't hit the paranoia there. Relics is looking around for it. He's making a lot of noise. Time is going to be ticking. Relics just needs to play this angle out. He's thinking that he can come through the dark cover on the left side, but now that he's got the sound cue, he knows he's going to be relatively safe, and Relics is going to clutch it out, lock themselves 4 kills there, and will be able to stay alive despite the explosion coming, and yes, gets out of there. Squeaky bum time.
What happened? That was such a good start for Terrific on the anti-eco. They got the first 3 kills basically without losing anybody on that A main approach.
It was Relics teleport. It was a Relics teleport.
Yeah, they held the position. They started trading. And then eventually they had the weapons to be able to actually contend in that round. They win on a thrifty.
Relics was slowed on the orb, and then he TP'd, and probably one of the most obvious TPs you could possibly imagine, but he managed to successfully get there. And then it's for that reason that he was able to get that kill. That kind of, you know, along with the dark cover, they played around this really well. And also just a kudos to his teammate too. I don't remember who it was that actually just stayed in the back and waited for them to, rather than trying to flank out, just stayed and just got the intel, right? But also that kill at the button, right, where Mame is right now, that was another really big one. But now Mame's actually going to be in a world of hurt, needing to go back to site. He's going to be by himself too back here. And there goes Tens flying in like a bat out of hell. Gets a headshot. My word. He is flying right now. 3 kills for Tens. And Relics is going to be on cleanup duty. There's one more player left alive. He only has a pistol remaining. Relics sees exactly where he's going to be. It's a sheriff. But Tens, he wants to get 4. He's feeling 4. But Relics is going to take it away from him.
Oh, no, no. Tens starting to feel himself in Relics as well. No. This is getting scary and getting even more scrappy. This is what I was basically saying. For both of these matches that we're going to watch today leading into the grand finals, it's going to be scrappy back and forth. Not really, you know, as organized as you might see TSM sometimes playing and some of the other guys. But this is the new right now, at least for this week of Valorant. It seems like it changes day after day. Who is playing well, but C9 is on another level going into this, and Terrific right now needs to figure out how to stop him. Calypso and Caboose need to start working something. We do have double op.
So now they're going to all stack up over on B side here. Finesse needing to drop back again, finding himself in familiar territory. Akis hits a real big paranoia. Might be able to get this kill here. Orbital Strike's going to come down, and all the way in the back of the site is going to be Mame with the Hunter's Fury. Calypso gets a headshot to boot. Mitch trying to keep this one competitive, though. Finesse all the way back in the site. Mame watching. I think he may have seen the ponytail there, but it ain't going to matter. Mitch gets the kill. One more inside of the red room here, right in the market. It's going to be Akis, but Relics gets the better of him. And even though it was starting to look good there for Together We Are Terrific, C9 keep it together, and it's your boy Mitch coming out huge with 4 kills. It's like every round for Cloud9 has just been one player that's been popping off.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, look at it at the top of the scoreboard. It's either Relics or Tens, but Mitch also combined for a couple. Shinobi 0 kills, and they're still dominating in fashions every round pretty much. I think on the other side, though, I'm seeing a lot of missed shots. We saw Akis, for example, on the entry there, missing on the first one. Even though there was an orbital strike through, that gave room for Tens to push into the site with his tailwind and get some space. And then Relics is just winning every engagement he's taken, it feels like.
And that win has put Terrific down into a spiral here financially. They're going to need to just save this up. Tens, this dark cover, the drone needs to come out faster if they are going to play the drone. Okay, I was a little concerned, but they were there for the trade. And you know what? I don't even know why I'm worried. It's Tens. Tens just does things like that, and it works out every time. Finesse on the site. He's shaking in his boots, but maybe not shaking enough there. It does manage to get the kill on Shinobi. Tens there for the trade. Shinobi did his job. And then Mitch in the backfield, not a care in the world. That op lands right at the chest of Mame, and that is 6-2, Cloud9 now.
They tried something. They tried to push on to B, but Mitch was holding. Tens is just going to take no matter what. Any engagement that he can take up catwalk, and he'll make it work. Basically entering all of A by himself. No utility needed. Obviously anti-eco. Now we got the double op setup back into play, but it didn't work out last time for Terrific. Mame wasn't fast enough. Finally he got a couple kills when he came and rotated through B, but gotta find more and gotta at least get the room. There we go. Mame on to Tens, who tried to take an op duel with him. Caboose on the back line and Wine as well. They've shut down the A main approach, which they've done before and end up losing the round anyways. It's going to be 3 players up to Cat. So if they don't reposition, Caboose is going to go by himself. No. Close the door, maybe.
He's going to play this off angle here. Shots are coming out, so he knows that there's going to be some activity, at least one, but he doesn't expect his 2 players are going to be the opposite side there. He's going to get that high rate of fire boost. Might be able to clutch this out, but it's Relics coming around the corner confidently. Had his teammates back. He also had that paranoia too, so that's always going to be very helpful on those exchanges. Calypso is going to make his way over. And Akis, he did TP, but will get punished by Mitch. Relics hanging out right on the opposite side of this dark cover. Calypso's going to be over at the ramp side. Hearing those shots, Relic knows exactly where this guy is going to be. He's got that dart just dangling outside of him. But anyway, this is looking fantastic for Cloud9 so far. I think this is not worth to lose the op here. Want to try and hold on to those weapons. Maybe get an exit frag or 2. Something to try and hurt this economy that Cloud9 have been building up.
Relics is going to push even and grab Calypso, and they know where the last one is too. Mitch will come around the corner to take out a finesse, but what we're seeing right now is Catwalk is abusable. Tens has walked up by himself pretty much sometimes. This time he wasn't even needed. They go through Catwalk, and because of the pressure that they've given, kind of had to give it up, but they don't even have the door closing from Caboose to make it so that they have a little bit more time, and that actually caused Akis's teleport, his ultimate from B to A, to be way too late. He can't even put it to somewhere where he can help the original approach, which is essentially what you want to use that ult for. You could have basically ran on foot. They've got to find some way to lock down this catwalk, as well as do what they've been doing on B main, which is getting some space and pushing them back a little slow.
They're doing it on this eco round. Tens goes in, gets punished from a Sheriff Mame. They're gonna have that man advantage, and these are always the rounds, Balla, that are just odd to me. It's like you got big boy guns, and then Cloud9 just managed to waltz onto the site willy-nilly. But then for some reason on the eco rounds, the Sheriff shots, they land.
I gotta stop doubting Cloud9. This is ridiculous. They're literally just feeling themselves. Relics is in mid by himself. He's not gonna get too committed to this, but still working the angles, clearing out the space, giving him room, and taking the space so that they can actually approach over towards A. He even clears in to Mame, but then backs up as he misses those shots. Relics not gonna try to join his team. There's gonna be a molly out for Calypso, but he's got to hold on against 3.
Gets sent right back. Holding on to this next layer in case they try and get aggro onto the site, but it doesn't happen. So they're going to go all the way back over to mid. B is wide open, right for the picking. Relics does fall. So they should see this transition over to mid, but Mitch was streets ahead. He knew exactly what he needed to do there, and he manages to get that shot off. But they only have a few seconds remaining, and Akis could actually play spoiler here if he gets the shot on the right player at the right time. Looking for one, looking for a second. Then they won't have time. They will not have time. Shinobi. Oh, that is unfortunate. Literally by the second, the millisecond, does not happen.
Finally, a round for Terrific.
They needed it, man.
Teeth too. They did need it. And I'm wondering, there was just basically some hesitation from Cloud9 after we didn't find anything from Relics in mid, and he didn't find anything on A. And by the time he made his teleport, got sent back instantly. They realized and played out from that. So interesting situations unfolding. But I think Cloud9 is in very heavy control of this game.
Indeed they are. looking great so far for Cloud9 and friends, as we have been told previously.
Alex is going to continue to work mid again. And again, more pressure on A main. TenZ hasn't gone back to catwalk since I basically pointed that out. And nice little cyber cage to actually cut off the doorway. There's going to be Hunter's Fury on the entry as well. Paranoia through into the mid. It's Caboose inside of sight, Calypso on the other side, so they're playing by themselves, and they will make it work so far. TenZ now the last remaining boss forward, and Caboose will end up falling to him. Now they've got some room on the sights. Mame misses the very important opportunity for Mitch, and he will make them pay.
Mitch, where have you been all my life? My word, he's been dominating. Here comes Zach as the last player left alive here. Maybe you can try and just burst through the door like Kool-Aid Man style. Oh, he got called out. Not really gonna work out there. They're opening the door and they're going after him. TenZ doesn't care about you. TenZ doesn't care. He's paranoid, but he's got the classic out. He just does a little keep away there, Akis, just to get away from this whole fight. Maybe he can actually make them pay for trying to go on the hunt. Yeah, well, no, I respect that though. You know, they were just trying to just end him.
And we're gonna go into the last round of the half here. Terrific has not found anything, even though they finally got one. And it was an eco round that they ended up winning, so it was pretty much one that they shouldn't have won. Timing from C9 was not good enough, no matter what. I think it's just basically been the story of C9's hitting every shot, and Terrific is just missing. I know that's very basic. There were some things that ended up falling for Terrific early. The cat control was one of them. They had some success on A main, but they can't do both at the same time, so they're working that A really, really well. Finally, though, TenZ is pushing towards B this time, and he has the Cloud Burst. He's dashed onto the site before. Akis is here holding the Paranoia.
Waiting for this push to come through. The moment it does, Paranoia played out, and then maybe Finesse can pick up 1 or 2 kills within the days of the state that Cloud9 would be in. On the opposite side, you have Omen working over toward mid. Vice going to be playing out toward A side, waiting for anyone trying to go in for a flank. Nothing yet, and with the mid being basically wide open, they can move across this if they want to. They have the coverage there. This is a bit of a disciplined defense here from Together We're Terrific. No, they want this 8-4 conclusion going into the attacking side for the half. Cloud9, though, they have not missed a single shot. You're so right there, Bala. Been disgusting to watch.
I like the adjustment that they made on A, but it's an approach on B this time, and Akis is going to take a one-on-one against TenZ. Finesse is in this logs area. Through the cyber cage, he can get possibly 2 multi-kill potential, but misses it finally. We even have an op still inside of B main. TenZ is going to finally clean that up, and they will have time to plant the spike this time, but Caboose is running fast on the site, tries to take out Mitch.
Mitch is so weak up top here. Caboose. Yeah, no, TenZ was also going to be struggling real bad. Mitch is going to be tucked away in the back here. 2 players left alive. Here comes Relics. Mitch is going to bring him in to give his teammates some support now. Get the numbers in their favor, but the kills continuing to come on through. Now it's going to be left up to Shinobi, just 30 HP. And Together We Are Terrific will manage an 8-4 on the defensive side. You know, hey, better than going 9-3. I know this seems very John Madden-esque of me, but in a sense, which I feel like some teams have figured it out. Others clearly have kind of just been playing for picks and doing it a little bit more of like the Puggy style. I think that this is definitely the best result for Terrific, given how things have unfolded. They lost so many rounds in a row too, man. That has to hurt.
Yeah, it does. But one bright side I think I see is that C9 has kind of slowed down. Obviously, they lose that last round, but the remaining probably 4 or 5 rounds of that half were much more scrappy, and we had players individually stepping up for Terrific. They might not have been winning every single round, but that might be a sign that Cloud9 is slowing down a little bit, but switching up on the defense now. How is they going to play, and how is Terrific going to start to put the pressure on them? It's an A main approach again on this pistol round.
Makes sense to try and tackle this A main here. Just one choke, but you can push out of this, and with the utility dropping some smokes down, you also will have the Reyna, which will, in the attacker side, or I should say for the pistol round, it's a plus. Get these 2 rounds in, and it could be huge for you. Vice does get called out at the last moment, but Tens gets the kill out of the gate. But he's going to get blocked off. Will not be able to join his teammates in trying to get this site back in, so he needs to hack his way through this doorway. While all that's going on, Mitch gets 2, Mitch gets 3. There's only going to be 1 player left alive, and it's Shinobi who gets it. Caboose on the outside on A main. That's going to be a wrap there for the round. And look, not to sugarcoat it, dude. Terrific needed that round big time. Big time.
They did. They did. And Mitch is going to shut it right down. 10 starts things off, and that's the time, the buying time that you basically need on that A site that we didn't see out of Terrific. They ended up falling time and time again really early as they're just basically pouncing onto the A sites. Tens gets the opening basically through the cloudburst, and then he's in safety. The other player on the site backs up, buys enough time, and then Mitch is there to basically run on and rampage through 3 players on the retake as they're trying to plant the spike. So difficult to hang on when there's that much pressure.
So as you see here, only pistols are going to be available for our attacking team. And don't worry about the sides there. Colors are a little off because obviously, you know, spectator things. Mitch continuing on his slaying ways from that last round, a headshot with the Ghost. He's just going to keep using that weapon to great effect. Tens with his favorite gun, clearly. But actually getting owned there by Mame on the entry. Interesting. And a good use. They were anticipating that he would be in that corner with the judge, given how Tens likes to play. Very aggro with that shotgun. So they're going to rip that gun away from him.
Still, though, the man advantage for Cloud9, and they still have the weapon advantage just to judge, and they're all going to be playing long-range angles now, knowing that Tens was down. Even have a pretty decent informational setup here on A. Cypher will be able to spot it out, but Relix is rotating. Vice will have to do a little bit of work on his own to actually make this round very, very nice. Where is he? He's playing up at Heaven too, so if he falls, or if he even...
No, he
he can back up. He doesn't need to really do much after 1, and even now, still not going to be able to grab that Spectre, so the weapon advantage still in the hands of Cloud9. They're going to be able to wait and basically go for it, but this judge close range could make them... Oh, a jump shot!
That's the problem. That's the problem there, Bala, because now that he has the judge and all the 2 members are actually going to be coming from the scaffolding. If he goes for the jump up, there's no penalty with that angle. Only 1 more remaining, but Mitch manages to clutch up again for Cloud9. And he had the angle. Oh, dude, that's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, that was really close, and they all came from that Heaven position. You were pointing out, rightly so. It was going to be difficult for them to move out because he could just make those jump peaks work, but I think he expected the last player not to be coming from that. Based again on what I said, they knew he had the judge, they knew he would play those close angles, and then he also gave up his position. So expecting the last player coming through doors, unfortunately, it will not work. Mame almost had it in his hands, the thrifty round win, but it will fall out, slip out, a little too top right now. 3 rounds.
In any of this. He was bringing up Grease out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that. Like pizza grease or Travolta?
I'm not interacting with this at all. You're on your own here.
Well, Tens is going to be on his own here in a little bit as well with this judge again. I mean, he's been living this life, and I'm all for it. As soon as he gets the call, he's going to dart in. Watch. Going in for this. They know that he's right outside. Dun-dun, dun-dun. It's like a shark in the water, but Tens does not find a target. Instead, it's going to be Shinobi with the cheeky shock arrow, actually punishing over on the Cubby. Like to see that one played out.
Nowhere to run!
Somebody does need to be careful here not to get tagged. Paranoia won't do all that much, but he'll still have an angle up above and does land those shots. Still holding this one down as best he can. I think that was a dink there on, no, it wasn't on the Omen, but there goes Relix to help him out. Calypso on site by himself, Relix on cleanup, and that is 11 rounds for Cloud9. And kudos to Mitch, Tens, and Relix for how they've been playing. But also, I want to give a shout out to Shinobi because, you know, a lot of people are going to look at the stats, Balla, and they're going to be like, ah, Shinobi, you know, bottom fragging. But what are you supposed to do when you have teammates that literally every round are just getting 2Ks, 3Ks, 4Ks? Like, crazy.
Yeah, and he's doing the job that he needs to do, especially now on this defense side on A. Every time he's been good for one and not making them have a position where they can actually win the round after taking the sites. So I say job well done from Shinobi.
That wasn't the most glamoring attacking side, but on defense, yeah, 100%. Ten's going to forego the close range action and go for that op there. Also in the back was Mitch. Oh my word, Mitch. Maybe it's the Elder Flame. I don't know. But whatever it is certainly working out. Relix, he hits that Paranoia as well inside of the mid. And while Mame will punish him for that blind TP, still did manage to accomplish his task. Mame has now been called out. They're going to swarm around him. Kent has an angle, and they are now at match point. Ball. Cloud9 is on fire.
12-4, a scoreline I did not expect, especially given the last time that these two teams met up in the T1 Invitational. In the group stage best of 3 that they played, it was a 2-0 stomp for Together We Are Terrific. Obviously a different lineup. Obviously Cloud9 has gotten some wind under their sails after that week, because this is just dominating performance from everybody on the team. It's not just Tens. Relix is showing up in spades this time. And of course the rest of them contributing as well. Basically more of a team effort than just Tens from the previous times we've seen it.
And Mitch has also been a consistent for this team too. The conversation is typically, hey, you know, you guys got Tens, you have Relix, when are you going to sign Mitch? And I definitely agree with that sentiment. Match point pressure certainly going to be on here for Together We're Terrific. They're going to look Caboose to enter in with the Lear. Vice is going to get the call. They know that they're going to go fast here, and Vice playing all the way back on site. They do get control of B, but they have to clear it out completely. Relix is going to get picked off in the backfield. Shinobi now with the Odin. Does he actually hit him with this? The Odin's Bane, but finally through the dark cover. He had enough shots to be able to do it. Locates Akis. But they will have the man advantage. Mitch needs to bring his teammate back with a res here, potentially, if they want to. They don't necessarily need to invest into this.
On the angle. And now they don't have the space, they don't have the room. He's going to try to bait it. They're going to have to just basically run through and probably save the weapons.
Oh, that's rough. That is rough, and that kill is going to get wiped away. He actually uses the Blade Storm. I mean, it's mostly just to try and keep them inside of the base here, because this is going to be very expensive for them if they stay inside. They have no choice but to leave. And they have to get out of Dodge quickly, and they've just wasted everything for that. And Tens manages to stay alive with an op.
He got an operator too. He picked... Wow.
Well, they just made that round. Yeah, it's great you won it, but guess what? It costs you everything.
Yeah, I need to see the money now, see if they even have anything to be able to buy into this. Probably not, is my guess. They do have, okay, light armor, Vandals probably across the board. So should be, you know, at least fighting chances, but that was well done. That's the problem with that B site when you do take it. If the other team decides, hey, we're not going to be able to win the round, but we can hold you. We can keep you right in this, and you will die with a spike. Maybe we will too, but who cares in this case? That's why he wanted that res so bad.
Very heads-up play by Cloud9, making it expensive for them, and thus that much more difficult for them to try and mount any kind of comeback here. Still going to be match point for Cloud9, Balla. Pressure is on for Together We Are Terrific, and you had mentioned before you thought that this was going to be a much closer affair. And granted, this is only going to be game 1 in a best of 3, but so far, statement has been made by C9. They are a force to be reckoned with.
I like how they're not, you know, they're still playing as hard as possible to just close this match out, not give any room. We saw a couple, like, you know, slight comebacks that could have changed the stories yesterday in those stomps that we witnessed. But this time it looks like Cloud9 wants to end this instantly. A nice scouting TP from Relics is going to spot them all coming up mid, and now they just have to hang on. There's a Hunter's Fury from Shinobi. He's going to pick up one, but FNS and crew have gotten 2 as well. Caboose, though, in the sights, they have made this work really well. Tens is still up, though, but the spike backing all the way up. Look at the position of the attacking Cypher. He's all the way up in heaven. It's FNS, and Tens has no clue.
Yeah, if he hits this shot, it would have been great. Obviously, a great mid-range, or sorry, a great mid shot to try and slow down that rotation, but it doesn't really matter. They managed to get there freely. They'll put this one down. Vice will chill out over at the B site. Waiting to see if they're going to go on a hunt. But what was a bit of a lofty... Oh, that is... Okay, game?
What?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Riot said it was line of sight, you know, but... fine.
I was going to say that's a sick dart to be able to land there.
Yeah,
look at the position of the Sova, by the way. Like, that's a nuts arrow.
Yeah.
But I guess it just doesn't work out.
But, like, he was literally looking at it, though. Like, it's just so stupid. Oh, man. All right. Match point for C9, regardless. A long road up ahead. They can put together 2 rounds here, I think. But even then, sometimes on these eco rounds, man, like when you half buy or whatever, like then teams just play like gods. It just doesn't make any kind of sense to me. So,
I mean, they did put down TSM in their final map, basically on an eco round, basically on a round like this where Tens has a judge. They might have 1 saved weapon and the rest are just pistols. That is how these rounds end up going, and you know, it doesn't matter.
It really do be like that.
It doesn't matter how you do it. You just do it. Put them down, win the game, move on to the next map. That's what C9 is thinking, obviously. And Terrific is making sure they play as cautiously as possible. Every weapon down, every kill accrued from Cloud9 is going to make their job so much more difficult on this comeback that, you know, it's a possibility 6 rounds of match point they need to get through before tying it up and going to sudden death, though. That is a journey, like you said.
I know that they're very concerned about this transition here in mid, and which is the reason why they're going slowly, checking all the corners, but Ten's going to be hanging out over by mid cubby. Caboose with the first blood, though. We'll get the kill, and I think that camera might... No, it does not spot Tens. He's still here.
Doesn't matter, though.
B site's open. Yeah, they're going to go right inside of this one and place a spike.
Don't want to get held in again. Calypso's close by. He's going to dash forward. That gives Mitch the ability to get the kill, but Mummy has to retreat instantly as Tens is coming through as well. Got the Phantom, and they are... Spike is still not down, by the way. They had so much time to actually put it. Shinobi's still up. Tens is going to dash forward into the button. There's still 1 player in B main to hold that flank. We can make them hurt here. But there we go. Finesse onto Vice. Mame onto Shinobi. Tens is the last player. And Finesse will put him down as well. 1 of those 6 rounds accrued. And they're on a 3-round win streak. Things are looking pretty decent here for Terrific.
Yeah, I had mentioned earlier, right? With that win, they can scrape together a few more out of that. I think it was like 2 wins. Now, though, they will have some guns. But it's also the momentum, too, right? Not just the numbers, but the momentum. Together, we are Terrific. They thrive off of this when Caboose gets a hot hand. He becomes very scary to deal with. Doesn't matter who you are. Oh, boy, but Tens is going to go right into the safety of the dark cover. It was a good thing that that was there. No one's connected with a shot with Tens, despite him just b-hopping his way all the way around. But there's Caboose. There's Caboose. He's inside of sight here. Oh, he has to be careful. A player with the Odin by the button. He's going to get the shot through the wall. Oh, I love that play. Spike is still going to be down, though, in the back. And while all this is going on, Mitch He's just chopping them up like mincemeat. Only one player left alive. It's going to be Akis. He's in mid. They know exactly where he is. He's playing this angle aggressively to see if he can get that one-tap headshot onto the Sage. But now he's going to make his way around A, and just wild how this round unraveled in a heartbeat.
And we'll spot him up. A big journey for Akis, 1 versus 3 to hold on to the chances for Terrific on this map, but maybe also a chance to reset. Vice is going to drop down in hell to try to take this 50-50, and Akis is going to go for it. There it is. The round lost, and the game won for Cloud9, 13-7, an easy affair. It felt like the entire time. Terrific showed some signs of life, but not enough. As we move on to map 2, it's going to be split.
Great game across the board for Cloud9. It started off with multiple rounds where multi-kills are coming in from individual players. Tens, Relics, Mitch. They were the superstars that game, but not to take anything away from Vice and Shinobi. They played their part, and that is the reason why this team has been finding success, is that everyone's just playing well together as a unit, which is something that C9 has struggled with in the past. It typically has been the 10 show. Maybe now we start to talk about this team as a collective rather than just the individuals.
Yeah, but I mean, it's so easy to talk about the individuals too. I mean, with performances such as Mitch, 23-9, I mean, you're dropping numbers like that. It's hard to compete. And I think, you know, when it comes to Ascent, we know how heavy the defensive side weighs, and the fact that C9 was able to start off on offense so incredibly strong. There was nothing, it seemed, that Together We Are Terrific was able to do to shut them down. And I learned a lot of things. In the first, it was actually round 1 is when I learned the most. Caboose had an opportunity to pick up so many players over on that elbow on A, and he only got one of them. He missed a couple of shots, and I think it now spans across any esport. The hardest shots to hit sometimes are the ones where your opponents aren't looking at you. But regardless, though, that last round, how it unraveled, Golden Boy, you kind of, you know, set the pace for that. Caboose hitting that shot through the wall was absolute insanity, but at the end of the day, it was just C9 who took the victory. I guess, Golden Boy, we'll start with you. I feel like I'm always starting off with Bala. You know, what was the biggest surprise there? I mean, if there was any map that I think C9 was going to take, it was here on Ascent.
Yeah, well, I think the biggest surprise for me was the composition choice for Together We Are Terrific. Reyna is a great agent, but it can easily, that Lear can easily be shut down. It's not as effective as a flash from a breach or a Phoenix. So to not see Caboose play a Phoenix there, you know, I wonder, I think the reasoning probably was that, you know, if the flashes really can go into corners and around corners. So with so many smokes being played, you're not going to be able to get an opportunity to really blind them. But even then, I just don't think that the Reyna is a solid choice because of how easily people can shut down Lear, and also really just C9. They own the beginning part of that game.
Caboose was kind of like feeling himself yesterday, so maybe it's like a momentum thing for him. He's like, okay, well,
sure.
if I'm playing like I did yesterday, maybe Reyna will work. I like the comp. We've seen it time and time again. We've seen TSM play a similar comp, the double smokes, no Sage on Ascent. We've seen Cloud9 played, especially when they start on the defense side. So it works, but not with the Reyna. The Reyna is like the duelist character that we see least picked, especially in NA. EU's kind of starting to favor it a little bit, but who knows how that ends up unfolding no matter what, though. I think Cloud9 is basically the surprise to me. You said Reflections, this is going to be the map to show it. Maybe now that statement is reversed, right? It's like, okay, well, that was stomped. That was ridiculous from Cloud9. Tens, Relics, everybody was fragging out of their minds, hitting every single headshot. So they're the ones who are feeling themselves instead of Caboose. And I don't know how this next one's going to go, but it's a defense side start from Cloud9 on splits. And what we just saw is, I think this is going to be, I don't know, maybe a foregone conclusion. That's kind of like Cloud9 seems to be on another level right now.
Bold choice, Paula.
Yeah.
Bold choice.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, you know what? I think honestly, if there's any map that Together We Are Terrific was going to win, I think it would be on Split. If they're going to force a game 3, they're going to have to, obviously, right? I mean, that's not, everybody knows that. But the point is, we know Together We Are Terrific is a fantastic Split team. Even though they will be starting on offense, they have to come out the gate swinging and play incredibly well. They cannot afford to give up so many rounds as they did on on Ascent. I mean, it's just a math game, right? At the end of the day, if you give up too many rounds, even if you start making that comeback, which we witnessed right from Together We Are Terrific, it just becomes a little bit too late. But I mean, you know, yesterday we did watch, you know, TSM versus C9, and let's not forget on Ascent, that was map number 1. C9 stomped TSM 13-1. So going into this, I did expect C9 to come out the gate swinging pretty hard. But Bala, you know, I'll go back to you. We're going now to splits, and we have seen Tens be incredibly aggressive. We've seen him aggressive and using the Judge, obviously, with the Jet, not only on Haven yesterday, where he performed incredibly well, one of the deciding factors why he was able to beat TSM. But with that being said, though, do you think he's going to be much more effective being that aggressive on a map such as Split?
Yeah, I think you will, man. Like, he might not necessarily be finding those close angles with the Judge, but still here he could. And, you know, Split has these vertical angles that we've seen Tens just pop off with the Blade Storm and all these crazy things that he does. So, yeah, man, of course. Like, this is, to me, this is a simple. Yes, exactly.
Tens, dude.
Tens and friends?
Tens and friends.
Tens, James, and friends. That's the new statement.
I like it. Well, hopefully this roster solidifies and actually comes complete, because I got to say they're performing incredibly well. Maybe winning this tournament. If they do, that would be the decision solidified for them. Either way, we're going to go to a quick little break, but more Valorant action still to come. We have Split coming up next. Let's see if C9 can close it out 2-0 or Together We Are Terrific. Will they be able to force a game 3? We'll find out after this break.
There was a lot of hardship, there was a lot of struggle, because it was just me and my son. I work full-time, sometimes I pull doubles, sometimes I'm unable to attend everything.
Did you know that 2 of 5 New York City households, just like Jessica's, don't earn enough to cover the basics? That's 2.5 million New Yorkers who struggle to pay for housing, childcare, food, transportation, healthcare, taxes, and other expenses. Yet, only 1/3 of that number are poor, according to the Federal Poverty Guideline. They are the hidden poor, who are routinely overlooked and undercounted.
My husband had just lost his job. He was struggling, I was struggling. We were falling behind the bills. A month later, that's when we got evicted. And we walked out of there with just the clothes that we had on our backs. I was falling apart, but I had to keep it together because I was 4 months pregnant with my daughter.
A steady job doesn't guarantee a family's self-sufficiency. 84% of households below self-sufficiency standards have at least one worker. But it doesn't have to be this way. What we know is that healthy, educated, and financially secure New Yorkers make a safer and more prosperous New York. We also know that government, community-based organizations, corporations, and private donors are essential to building a self-sufficient community. By working together, we can move New Yorkers from crisis to stability to strength.
I see Jalen doing great things. I just want him to do and be everything that he can be and get everything that life has to offer for him.
We all have a role to play. What's yours?
when you're undressed. I heard you like to get away. I heard you like to stay out late. I heard you had a couple boyfriends. I heard they didn't treat you right. I heard you're hated by your girlfriends, 'cause all the guys want you tonight. Yeah, they say she's too hot, they say she's too cold. Where she came from, nobody really knows. They say she looks young, but say she acts old. From everything I've heard, she gets out of control. And all the boys say she was sent from the heavens, but I'm not too sure that this girl is a blessing. She's got the devil's eyes and they'll cut you like a weapon. She's stuck in my mind like a bad obsession. Got bad intentions. She got a body like a coffin. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. She's got a body like a coffin. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pulse Arena Invitational in support of United Way of New York City. I'm Taylor Reflections Noble, joined by Golden Boy and Bala, and we just saw almost a comeback, but it was just a little bit too far gone on Ascent. But now we transfer over to Split, a map that I do believe Together We Are Terrific is going to be a little bit better on yesterday. They ended up beating Code 7 13-4. I know Code 7 in a different realm of that of Cloud9, but still a very good team overall, and to beat them 13-4 speaks volumes about maybe the success we will see on this very map. But before we get into game, which is going to be happening very quickly, Bala, we'll start with you. Predictions. How do you think this one's going to go?
Yeah, I think the Code 7 team is a completely different beast to handle against Cloud9 when you think about those two in relation, because Cloud9 is unleashed, essentially. They'll do what they want to do. They're not necessarily slow and methodical like we saw Code 7 trying to do yesterday, and this is much more difficult to deal with when you have people like Relics, you have people like Tens, you have people like Mitch literally just running, gunning in some cases and dominating what they can't appear to be holding on just yet. And starting on the attacking side of Split, I was thinking about it during the break. Like, obviously they had a little bit more success on the attacking side on Ascent, so maybe that is a good sign for them to kind of move with that momentum.
It could be. And Alex, Bala pointed out perfectly the aggression from the boys on C9. They're coming out of the gate hot and heavy. How does a team, right, such as Together We Are Terrific, battle against that aggression?
Well, yeah, you need to rely on C9, which obviously is not something you can actually rely on to make mistakes, right? To actually be so aggressive that it ends up biting them in the butt. But the thing is that even though Tens may do that, he has so much support behind him that it's going to be that much more challenging for them to try and abuse that. So I think at this point now, you just got to stick to the basics here, play your game, and get as many rounds on attack as you possibly can.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Either way, Golden Boy Bala Split's going to be underway. Why don't you guys take it away? I'm curious who's going to end up on top.
All right, well, thank you so much there, Reflections. Split now. C9, if you're just joining us, they are up 1-0 in this series. One step closer to the grand finals and playing for $6,000. They will be awaiting the winner of Sentinels versus GENG. That is going to be taking place after this matchup is complete. Lots of Valorant going on this weekend, as a matter of fact. We also have the Ignition series for Vitality for the EMEA region going down. That's been pretty fun watching G2 play. I think I may have changed my tune. I think G2 might be the best team in the world, but, that's a conversation for another day. Maybe we'll get there eventually where we can actually all be in the same place playing video games together. That looks like it's going to be pretty far out. That said, though, let's look at this matchup with a microscope here. Bala, attacking side starting for Together We Are Terrific. Pressure is certainly going to be on this team.
One thing that's good off the bat is a little bit more standard of a comp. We got a mirror matchup. The two duelists is Raze and Jet. And then we have basically the core of Sage, Cypher, and Omen for the smokes, which is what we've been seeing on this map from everybody. I think that's basically been the standard. A good setup here from Tens. And on the other side, Vice holding the camera for them, but no approach towards B main. They started it to get the orb, and they did get that, but then back up a little bit. It might be a split, just a wall down on ropes, and now they're all going to approach towards B main. And there's actually nobody here to really hear what's going on in that region. So that isn't necessarily something that will push them anywhere. They have 3 people on this B main approach.
But it's going to slow them down if they try and rotate through ramps, but or ropes. They need to go fast here. Hens is going to be anticipating this one in the back. Does manage to get the kill against Mummy. Smoke is going to be out, but the players are going to be through. Shinobi gets 2 kills. In the back, though, Tens, is he not good for it, actually? But Calypso, he was good for some damage. 10 HP left for Calypso. No, they did not see him go through B garage right as that dark cover dissipated.
I like this play. He's going to actually come and try to flank them. Raze might even back off and go back towards A. Yes, Caboose is going to be doing just that. Finally, he looks around this corner. If he can get this kill, no, Mitch will shut him right down. A good attempt, but not enough time. Because as they basically waited, they're like, okay, if he's not peeking, he's not here, right? And then they turn around, they decide these are the spots you can come to. Maybe he dashed all the way down in towards A through T-spawn, but that's what Caboose was covering. Well done there, and that is a pistol round setup that actually works out. You saw on Ascent the attempt that they tried to do, which was that setup in Wine with Caboose where they ended up missing the shots. Too close range. Here they had 3 people on B main, a crossfire, not only on the site as they get all up there, but then also Shinobi on top of the box where they bait everybody into him so he can get free shots. Some people with their backs turned. Well done from C9.
Yeah, they play around each other so incredibly well. I think they also did get the note too, right? The orb was grabbed. They used the C4 to destroy the tripwire. So the utility was destroyed. If they had that free reign, that opening to go for it, nothing would theoretically slow them down. It was just a smart read on their end. Both teams, they really came down to the wire and a few shots going in certain directions. Could have been a different story. That said, the story now this round has been a takeover for mid. Mame has denied this. He can actually updraft over this and hit him with the right click of the classic, but they're just going to focus more on destroying the wall. Still going to be all stacked here by sight, and then 10 popping up behind him with the judge again. I mean, that pesky shotgun always playing spoiler. Together we are terrific. Mitch around the corner does locate 1 shot. And now they're going to look to just jump on top of B. They will have this judge, but Vice will get the better of him. Vice with 3, and that is going to end their approach here.
No charge.
It is a given, considering how they managed to get some kills and some guns out of the hands of their opponents, but ultimately, though, they had the anti-eco lockdown. They did the best they could with the bad situation.
I like what C9 is actually doing here on defense. 2 players on A. 10's kind of floating a little bit back and forth, but they end up with 3 players over towards B, giving up the heaven a little bit and having the players down below on the B sites assist with flashes from Shinobi and the camera from Vice to spot out and make it so that the player watching that heaven has a lot of work. Tens is going to sneak in. He has a judge again on the first gun round. Catch somebody unawares. And we have Shinobi also with the possible paranoia on the setup as soon as they hear Relics, though, on a main. We'll get the first one, and also huge damage with the satchel right on the face of Calypso. Gonna get the orb and back off. And also cue them to come all the way back over here. So Tens is not going to get anything in mid. And it's going to be a hold for A for the 2 players who just did a little bit of damage to start things off.
Watch out for Caboose and the rocket. Could actually try to invest this. Get the early kill. Oh, Relics, though. Pokes around this corner, and he will locate the entirety of this team all stacked together. He just has a Spectre, but there goes the rocket that's out now. Gary's going to be out there. Mitch gets 2, so that's already going to be working out for him. Oh, and the bomb blows up behind him. I said watch out for the child, and the child will find his mark. And then Relics up top gets the kill, and that was a thing of beauty, really, across the board from Cloud9. Mitch with the 2 kills, and then Relics in heaven doing everything he can, and the boom bot. You never expect a flanking boom bot.
That was just like awkward timing for both teams because Relics was just kind of throwing it out so that he could, you know, scout and then he could peek with Mitch, who was playing down on the site. But it worked out after he shot the boom bot out. Yeah, it got damage on both of them. After he put that boom bot out, Mitch, who had the contact, and Relics was originally going to swing on that, but he couldn't anymore because the position was known, so they were going to be aiming at him, but it worked out because Mitch is going to be able to have the contact take both And the third round for Cloud9. Mitch has the op now. They're going to push quickly into heaven, but a smoke down will give them the space to back up.
Just look at the protection that Mitch is being given, right? He has the op, and you're not going to play the wall so far into mid. They'd much rather just play for the angle. And even though Mitch doesn't nail that shot, wait a minute. Tens, yes, he does. Tens with 2 kills again. Right in the ropes, and then just dashes on out of there. But they just do a brilliant job of protecting each other.
Backs up and gets the heal too from Mitch. Here's Shinobi back on that box. He'll get 2. Vice will swing from the corner down below as well. Now I'm seeing setups being played from Cloud9 that are getting these crossfires so well done. And Tens is just having free reign to do basically whatever he wants. Kind of the unexpected that say they were terrific is like, oh, okay, I guess you could just peek Spence there and we got to be ready for it.
Tens is really playing that agitating roamer around the map wherever he wants. He'll go to rope room. He'll pop up on B site. Like he's moving all around. They're giving him free reign. This is similar to what TSM does for Wardell, right? Except the difference here is that Tens likes to play really aggressive with that judge, and then he'll bust out the op from time to time. Another though formidable jet is Mame, who ends up getting a big kill against Relics. Man advantage, something that they desperately needed. Relics also had a rocket to work with, so does not get to stop the show today.
Get the early entry, but they're not able to capitalize on the fact that Tens had already rotated out. Now they're back here. They've got 3 players towards A. Mitch will back up again towards B. This one's a little bit different. 2 players on each site. Oh, Shinobi getting the info peek, though. Finesse is still here. He's going to be able to take out Shinobi, probably. Yes. And that's the cue. They're going to dash through ropes. Tens has to get his way all the way back. He's going to play the screens. I believe he has an operator based on the way he's playing. No, it's just a Phantom, and he'll take out Finesse. Now the rest of them coming up through ropes, and I think Tens knows that. He's going to try to spot him. No. Too aggressive. What? Wow. How is this possible? How are you getting 1 more kill where you should have been dead every single time? As soon as he peeks that corner with 3 of them looking there, he should have been dead. But Tens, for some reason, is able to find a way to survive.
That was just a beautiful reactive cloudburst there. Cloudburst is great for, you know, like an approach, you want to block vision, but even in those instances too, like Tens is such great command of this agent. That is his confidence to be able to go into a sea of bullets. All right, so Vice, there's an op right in front of him. He should be clear from this.
Yeah, he's gonna just wait till they rotate, grab it, and go out.
Yep, he's good to go. So they got an op back, but damn, dude. Tens is insane. Even with Terrific winning that round, I'm still just blown away. Oh, an eco-res too. All right. Just still blown away by what he's able to do. Crazy. All right, well, now we move on here to next round of play. Maybe Terrific can start Balla putting this together, getting some round wins, right? They need some more success. It has been a struggle for these guys.
Yeah, the early pick worked dividends for them, even though they weren't able to quickly get on the site with no information. Obviously, they didn't have the information that we have. But now Cloud9 kind of switches things up, peeking mid pretty aggressively here for Mitch. 3 players now. Does not want to re-peek this, but if you can grab this, wall it up, and then back off, that would be really nice. We also have Shinobi playing with him, a crossfire up in the B towers that we haven't seen before. So Kush catch Terrific unawares. They've got to find a pick. There's a flash for him to peek. Information gathered a little bit as they start to fire out. Relics, though, goes down on ropes. A nice pick. That's the man advantage they need to make these work. But Mame is going to fall and basically return that right back up to Vice. Mitch as well. This is what I was talking about. The crossfire and the double play from Shinobi and Mitch. Now they have to dash on the B side, but everybody's here. Vice will get 1, almost go down to the bots. But still get some damage on Calypso too. And another one. He actually possibly could make this work though. 1 versus 4.
Though. Oh, he's
yeah, 6 HP and there's a showstopper. GG.
Yeah, he dead. There really wasn't much he could do there, man. 6 HP, he had the spike, everyone knew where he was. A rocket launcher just jettisoned over his way. That is a struggle.
The switch up, man, it worked so perfectly there in B Heaven.
Yeah, B Heaven, I'm glad that we've been watching Mitch a lot, because that B Heaven and mid play, it's so important for Split. You always hear people talk about it, right? Split is all about taking mid control and then deciding where you want to go from there and so on and so forth. But the way that Cloud9 are playing this, that has been the fun part to watch. It is truly just been a masterclass for Mitch. And then he's moving around the map too. Like they don't necessarily need to have someone up there the whole time. Just the fact that the fear has been put on them that they have to play this slow because of Mitch's angles.
That's the fear too. You just saw him waste an entire barrier orb to try to peek into that. Now they realize that there's nothing there as Shinobi smokes it out for them to play a little bit more passive. I like this. Taking control, yes. Mame onto Relics. Taking control of the A ramps. At least pushing forward with a cyber cage so that they can play that angle. Vice though up in B towers is going to get one, cage it off and try to back off. He gets two. And that's perfect. Ten's alone by himself in the sights. He's going to wait on this. Grab one. Behind this again with a cloud burst, but Mame will find him. A 2 versus 2. Shinobi's in the sight though from the shadows. And it doesn't work. Mame with the 3K. Mitch now has to make it work in a 1 versus 2. He saw the dash over from Mame. Going to drop down.
Good trade to back each other up there. Together we're terrific. Really needed a win here. Every round has been counting for them, more so than it has been, I feel like, for Cloud9, because it has been a struggle each time. It comes down to the wire. Trade outs and split decisions. And Mame has been the difference maker for Terrific as well. He's gotten a lot of first bloods for this team. They just need to start playing around this a little bit more often, and that is what they did in that last round.
I think they need to go right back to that. Throw that cyber cage over, try to cross in Relic's POV, and Tens is over there too. A double honk.
My word. Okay, well, hey, you know, that conversation we had about them playing off the first bloods and the momentum, and that's done. That's done. At least for this round, that's done. Maybe Mame can try and bring this one back, salvage it from the wreckage of the start.
There.
Speechless.
They're gonna get spiked down, yeah. It's
get
crazy, dude.
Down. And they do have the spike down now, but how to work from here? Ake is still on the big flank in Rogues. He has some space to work with. 3 gonna come through spawn. Paranoia will blind finesse for the time being, but he's gonna recover from that. Yeah, Satchel through. Vice will peek it afterwards. Mame has to get this, and then we even had Akis go all the way back through mid down to ramps. The spike is planted in the bad side for him. He's going to just grab the op and get out of there again, which we've already seen, unfortunately. 6-2 now, and after they found some momentum, Mitch shuts that right down. An aggressive peek through B main, which they have not done yet. They have been giving Terrific that orb control in B main, which they've been going for every single time. And then he makes him pay. All of a sudden, peeks through a double kill, which will absolutely wreck the mentality in the Discord for Terrific.
As it should, man. That is just frustrating. One bullet, 2 kills. After you're trying to mount a comeback in this, that hurts. That stings the nostrils. Anyway. Mame now going to back up again. He has been difference maker for this team. Lots of first bloods that he's been able to get for them. It's going to happen this time around. A full save, and there's Mame with the first blood. All right, you can work around that. Gun's going to be down. They can actually use that weapon if they can actually get to it, but they're going to take their time here, wisely enough, because they do not have the weapons to try and force this one out on a site as 3 players from C9 rotate around. Mame's looking around, but he gets picked off by Vice. Headshot as he holds true on the aim. Another player's going to be there too. He knows that 2's going to be located, and he's good for 2 every time, Vice. He's good for 2 every time, just like it was in that last round. Make that 3, make that 4. Let's go, Vice. The reason why I'm so big on Vice, they didn't have him in the T1 Nursery Gamer Showdown. I was wondering why. I think he was playing for either Code 7 or Echo 8. I could be off base there, but I know he was playing for another team. But last time we saw Vice on this roster, they made it to a final. This team has been playing very well together, and it's clear that whatever it is that they're doing, the coordination is there.
I love that he had the trust there to wait for Shinobi to come through the backside with the paranoia as well. That's why he was so confident in challenging that, because he knew it was coming any second. Caboose trying to take out it.
That's next level paranoia right there, dude. That's like conspiracy theory tinfoil hat status. It's everywhere. I know it's here. All right, well, now Mame again.
What I was talking about with the cyber cage to cross, Mame has been able to find one every single time they've been working towards this A ramp. As long as they push off anybody playing at the top of it, things have been looking very good for them on this approach, but they just need to figure out a way to make that happen while everything else on the rest of the defaults is still working. They can't be getting picked like they have been over towards B and mid after this A main approach. Shinobi and Relics are going to be up top, though. It's going to be a drone to spot anything out on this A ramp, but they backed off, so it should be pretty good. No information gathered. They're walking in through this, but Tens is here and he's going to get F finesse. Mame has to challenge him, but it's a blade storm. He dashes forward. Shinobi's up on heaven. No room to work with. Akis even falls.
Oh no. No fire in the hole. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
What a shot from Tens. 8-2. Cloud9, keep it going. Riding high here against Together We Are Terrific. Oh, Balla.
I'd almost like to see that Omen ults maybe a little bit more in the open rather than coming from behind, because then the timing can work in favor as they all are trying to focus on the push through that A main. But alas, he's a little too late, and Tens will just 180 you and flick you anyway, so
they have no utility to pushing through that as well, so nothing to be able to work with, like no cyber cage that could play for them. They didn't have yeah, it's just nothing. It was as dry as you could get, right? Oh no,
that was close. That was close right there. The conspiracy camera that they've been trying to take out is for Mitch to peek this angle so that he can get a tag through the smoke from Shinobi.
Oh, he's stuck. Mitch knows someone's there. He is so confident that someone's going to be there. And it pays off. It pays off big. And then Vice had his teammates back outside, and Tens with another collateral. Oh my word, can we please stop the shenanigans, Balla?
What is going on? All of a sudden, things are falling way apart for Terrific, and Cloud9 is putting on a show. Double kill twice now with the operator. Tens will shut it down through B Heaven as they try to make their approach through B main. I love it. The things are working so well for them. The camera approaching B main, and then they try to push through, even dashing forward with Mame. Vice will get him wow paranoid because of the split instant that trapwire is showing on the jet. What a shot, though, from Tens. He's going to get too aggressive and get taken out by Calypso. Calypso's going to try to follow up on Mitch, but the wall is perfectly timed. He's going to dash forward to get the res on Tens. He has to repeat, but there's a dark cover there. The Shinobi is here, too, and they're going to be able to trade this left and right.
Just Shinobi there on the pickup is the reason why Cloud9 has continued to find success round after round. Because when plays like that happen, and the confidence comes in, they do manage to get the wall, they get the res, everything comes through, right? And then they continue to rack up some more kills because they're benefiting from all the commotion that they're causing in mid. But Shinobi was just calm, waiting for that moment. He knew that he was still going to be there, and then he relished in the opportunity to shine there. This is the reason why, like, statistically on Ascent, the way that Relics, Mitch, and Tens were playing, why you want guys like Vice and Shinobi on your team, because they're gonna just do their jobs and have your back, and those are the best kinds of teammates to have.
It's the fundamentals, like, reigning true right there every single time. Instantly, you have the res going out. That's the cue for everybody to be like, okay, he calms it. I'm going to go res Tens. Boom, wall comes down. But Shinobi's like, okay, I have to be there to be able to back you up so that not only I can defend against the wall coming down, not only can I try to delay them until Tens is back up, but then we have the crossfire because they're going to rush in to try to grab that. That's the fundamentals at its best. Crossfire's And the communication working out in spades here for Cloud9.
Well, now we go into our next half here, and Relix is already going to start with a kill. Mummy's waiting for this push-up. Caboose actually gets some tags with the satchel. Tense is going to be to his left. But he's not able to locate that kill because he was through the cloud burst, and then Tens with 2. Maybe he can get another one here. He was on his slow orb. Oh, you hate to see he was on the slow orb. That was very well placed by the... that right there, man. Again, it's just the confidence of Tens. They're always looking to refrag for each other every time, and then Tens gets 2, and it's like, well, you know, job well done, man. I'm good.
Yeah. And I love that pistol round too. The quick approach to mid. They get all the way back from A ramps with their Omen, and they just rush into ropes, and they make it so awkward for Mame, who is playing at the top of this A ramps, as they come from both sides. A main ends the flank on ropes, so he has to watch tools, and then at the same time he tries to fight anybody coming out of ropes. They're playing the jiggle peek, and Tens is already on the back line, of course, with his tailwind. I love that pistol round.
And it's difficult for me to say Terrific are quote-unquote playing bad. I just think Cloud9 are just playing unbelievable right now. I could there be things for sure that Terrific can change up, but Mummy's been doing his job. He's been getting those early frags, right, quickly. He's been doing everything that's necessary. Ooh, Finesse actually gets banged up a bit. But C9 is just, they're imposing their will on Terrific, and thus they're not able to do anything about it. Even in this round here, just a lot of concern every angle, as it should be. It's 11-2. Don't want to make any bold risks and plays. Here comes the attack now, but it's going to be Caboose this time with the Judge. Doesn't work out, but Mummy's going to be there on the flank. Only locates 1 with that. Tens picked up the Judge, and with Tens owning that Judge, it becomes scary for everyone else, but not for Mummy. He was dead on and managed to locate that shot. Relics now. 1v2, 1v3, apologies. But regardless, they're there to have each other's back, and they played slow, they played trepidatious, they were concerned, and it paid off. But the clock's ticking, man.
It's the exact same that we saw in Ascent. No matter what they do, if they can mount anything, I don't know. The Ascent attacking side for Cloud9 was so good in any case. There's the eco round win that puts a little bit of confidence in them, but
yeah.
What else is the adjustments?
Too, right? So
yeah, sure.
There is a probability that you can actually make something happen here. Actually, oh, is that a Blade Storm up that? That actually was a Blade Storm, updraft Blade Storm on top of the wall just to get the angle over sight. Interesting.
Yeah, if you're unaware, we didn't see it on the camera, but look in the top left of the map right now, you can see that little Sage wall on the other side and basically T-spawn so that he can updraft and peek over towards a ramp. Sometimes you see darts go over that so you can Hunter's Fury, smokes go over top, Viper walls, but no. This is literally just Tens getting as high as possible to try to get a pick, and they do make something work. Like Mame obviously was put off as they peek up in towards a main. Couple walls going down to delay them, but they act like they're going through and then they come right back.
Oh, big paranoia though. The Guardian, not the best gun to have in that instance because of its slow rate of fire now. A slower rate of fire, I should say. Tens with the Blade Storm through it, and hey, it ends up paying off for you. Relics though will get the better of Calypso. Headshot with the Ghost. Finesse up top. If they lose this, it's match point 2v4. Finesse has to locate a kill here. It will be very challenging. Also on the other side, Akis is primed for a moment. Two players are going to be fragging for each other by the corner. There goes Akis, actually gets one. They now know where Finesse is going to be located, and he could not secure the kill. And now Cloud9 are going to be a match point, series point here, ball up. One step to the grand finals.
We are going to have Cloud9 in the grand finals for sure. I'm pretty, after this one, 12-3. So
Hot
little
take
chance
there,
here.
Hot take.
Very spicy. 12-3. This is ridiculous for Cloud9. You said a lot. We've sung their praises left and right. It's not even like... It's just, there's a lot of impressive things. And you said maybe there's not even some things that Terrific can even do against this. Some improvements obviously need to be made. But how? Even on its defense, how? Like, they're doing things that I haven't even seen. The dash over, for example, to take out Mame in the first round, or in that last round. Now they have the guns. Dash forward through the trap wire. FNF has to win this, and he doesn't. Tens is there with the Spectre right in his face, getting across the angles that his teammates was hoping for. Akis is going to get a wall through, though, and possibly take out Tens. Yes, behind him, he's got to look now.
Yeah, they were actually all blocked away. That was a really smart play with the wall there, preventing them from being able to shoot. He knew that he had the coverage, and he could just try and punish the two players that are going to be tucked away in the back of the base. Looking for Caboose now. Yes, this judge. It has been revealed, and there is no way Relics is going to want to take that fight. He'll take that one gladly.
How things can change in an instant. Calypso, though, coming around the corner. We'll take him. Obviously, they knew where he was already. I think up to Akis now, who does have a Vandal. He lost a little HP, so his heal now down. Mitch has a wall that he might opt to actually block him off, but no. That's how they choose to do it. It's nice ult to Scouts. And he's actually going to get sent back. The player playing in hell, but they got into information, and now they reposition. Not enough time for them to actually pounce on that because of how far away he was.
This is still winnable. This angle from Vice could be the demise of Together We Are Terrific. They're going to come through here. That's one. Now looking for one more, and this is it. It boils down to it. Cloud9 one step, but Calypso trying to keep this one going, but Vice is the one to get the final kill, and Cloud9 are going to the finals.
And an improvement on the last map that we saw, 13-3 on this split. That was dominant. That was everything that we wanted to see from Cloud9. Fundamentals, team play, not just 10 showing up. In this one, we had Vice too, in addition to Mitch Relics, who was popping off last game, and Shinobi was ever so much the support in this game, playing out of his mind with the ways that he was playing with the paranoia.